Second question, do the roles and relationships of animals with human beings deeply connect us further? Yes, of course, sir, of course, yes. Because the animals are very pure. They are already connected with the higher source of the divine. So we can learn so much from them. The animal does not have to be large. It could be an ant, which is noted scientifically for his intelligence, or a rabbit. Rabbit is also a powerhouse of love, almost next to the whale, yes, for example. Or even a chicken. You may be surprised. There was a Finnish painter, who told us that when he was feeling down because his day didn't go well, the chickens in his backyard came and sat in front of him. And just by looking at them, he got a sudden energy boost and felt better. Yeah, try it yourself. Rescue some chicken from the battery farm and try looking at them. Thank you. Now, some people also report remarkable experiences with marine mammals like the dolphins, saying that just contacting them once in a while lifted them out of their depression or nervous breakdown even. And some researchers have even noted a shift in people's brain waves for the better, for more positive, following dolphin encounters. So this has been proven, with lasting changes that include more creativity and even strengthened immune system. Imagine that. Just contact them once a while. So, how is that animals are helping us to reach the golden era? It is through their unconditional benevolent love and merciful nature, Mr. Cantor. I'm sure you know this, or at least you feel it. And their absolute forgiveness, no matter what humanity has done to them. You see, for example, the whale in Vietnam, the big whale that rescued the fishermen in Vietnam, they do know that these are fishermen. They do know that they kill fish for a living, but they still rescue them at sea when the fishermen are in danger. You see, absolutely unconditional and not judgmental. This is the love that we humans also house in our hearts, but we have suppressed it because the substance that we took into our body don't help us to develop more of our divinity, but on the contrary, destroy it, or at least suppress it, damage it. So now we have to reclaim it again. Now, speaking of the quality and the unconditional love, I must say something about honoring this love from the animals for all the generosity of spirit and blessings that they bring into our lives. How do we have the heart to kill them and eat them, to enjoy their suffering? You must know this, Mr. Cantor, since you are already vegetarian. I appreciate that. God bless you. Thank you. For anyone who is not yet vegan or who has not understood why, please inform yourself of the unimaginable, utterly cruel, and utmost inhumane treatment involved in meat and dairy production or fishing even, as well as lab experiments or the animal fur industry. If we really connect with the animals, or if we really don't shut down our innate feeling, we will also feel their suffering, which is caused almost exclusively by humans. So please, I ask you, go and find out what really happens to the animals in those slaughterhouses. I would call it mass murder house. If you do, it's likely that they will no longer end up on your plate. The unimaginable, horrendous treatment of the babies, baby cows even, baby seals, baby chicks, will make you shudder with horror. Even the egg industry has blood on its hands. If you would like more information, there are programs on Supreme Master TV at www.suprememastertv.com/stop animal cruelty. as well as other information concerning humans, animals, and saving our planet, etc. We don't like to think of ourselves as cruel, much less brutal, especially for something like a hamburger or a piece of bacon. But these are the facts. Animals are utterly cruelly mistreated day in and day out to feed the very industry that supplies all the meat consumed by humans. In news just a few days ago, an undercover video sponsored by the Humane Society of the United States recorded the treatment of baby calves, some barely a few days old. As these animals were being led to their murder, many of them were so weakened by the bad treatment and the condition they live in that they could not walk or they were too young to walk. They were kicked, beaten repeatedly while laying down, and there were dosed with water to increase the pain of electrical shock, and even skinned alive. Can you imagine that we do these things? It may surprise you to know that this was a certified organic facility. It's not just ordinary animal farm. So now we know that even the animal products you think are somehow more healthy or eco-friendly, this is not the case at all. Please don't eat meat. It's too cruel. In another discovery, undercover recording, baby male chicks were being sent by the thousands down a conveyor belt to a giant meat grinder, alive. Can you imagine a little chicks like this? So beautiful, so cute. And they do this. We humans do this to them. In this factory alone, over 150,000 of the tiny baby chicks are ground up alive every day for dog meat or whatever meat. All because the male chicks cannot lay eggs, so don't make profit for the industry, so they grind them alive. Can you imagine? If anyone does not believe in hell, please go and see these places. Then you will know hell exists right here on our planet. These factories also supply the so-called free-range eggs. Some people think that eggs do not require the loss of life, but they do, very much so. And then there are the horrifying conditions of the pigs, which are extremely clean animals, by the way, scientifically proven. But these intelligent, sensitive beings are locked in crates so small they can't even turn around all their miserable life. But the worst is their actual death process. You see, oh God, I have to tell you, but it's heart-wrenching. First, the pigs are stunned, often unsuccessfully, so leaving them still conscious when they are hung by the feet and cut open with a knife. In fact, they are still alive when they are next put into a vat of boiling water with videos that have shown them still twisting in pain. Imagine if it's us. Imagine if it's our loved ones. Imagine if it is human. All this for a piece of meat, dead flesh, that often causes even more diseases to humans. Not like it even helps us in any way. Is it really worth it? Tell me, please. Is it worth it? It's not. It's not. You're right. How can we degrade ourselves into such an inhumane, heartless state of being by supporting these cruel, heart-wrenching practices? I ask myself, how can we justify causing that much suffering to another being when the alternative is so easy, affordable, and at hand and healthy? I hope it is clear that the best and really the only way is to be vegan. This lifts the immense burden of suffering and murdering the innocence from our heart. It can enhance our connection with animals also. The human caregivers at a New Zealand animal sanctuary say that the naturally vegetarian donkeys, they're vegetarian, yes. And there, they make friends with vegetarian human visitors faster than with the meat eaters, because they feel safer without the smell of meat. So the animals, they do know. My dogs, for example, my dogs. I have even a Rottweiler. You know Rottweiler reputation, right? Yeah, okay. Whenever I took him to our group meditation places, you can see it on video also. I'm not making up story to glorify my dog. His name is Goody. When I adopted him, I say, Goody, your race is a Rottweiler. And I heard that you don't have good reputation as a race of dogs. So I name you Goody, and you're going to be a very good dog so that you can redeem the reputation of a Rottweiler race. It's okay, huh? So I name him Goody, and he's very good ever since. Whenever I bring him to our group meditation, you know our group is all vegan, a meditation and all that, supposed to be good. No killing, no drinking, no gambling, no adultery, no stealing, no lying. Yeah, you know that. So whenever he goes into this group of people, no matter thousands or hundreds, he run around them, licking them all over and asking them to hold his hand or hug him or jump on them, whatever. He does that to numerous of people, whoever. Men, women, children, and old and young alike. Because he feels good. Safe there, I reckon. Now, you don't have to be animal communicator to see this, that he feels good within our group. Now, when I took him out, sometimes in a restaurant, which is a non-vegan restaurant, it's difficult to find always in my travels a vegan restaurant, but I go in there to eat vegan. And I sometimes encourage my people to go into a non-vegan restaurant to eat vegan food, to remind them to keep cooking more and more vegan for more people. Because vegan restaurant, they already know. So I go often into a non-vegan restaurant if I have to go out. Then sometimes I bring my dog, whatever dog I bring. Okay, now we talk about Rottweiler. We talk about that race. Yeah, he's been so good with hundreds or thousands of my association members whenever he's among them. But I brought him out just into a non-vegan restaurant, and the owner of the restaurant, because he knew me, he came and talked to me. He just came and just like 2 meters near me only. He jumped right in the middle between me and the owner of the restaurant. The owner is still alive, eh? If you want, I can ask him. He jumped right in the middle and sat up straight and looked at him and growled at him already. Growling only, huh? I said, no, don't do that. So the Rottweiler was quiet. Then the man thought he could approach me a little further. He just took one more step and he stood up. The Rottweiler stood up and said, no more. He protects me that much. But among hundreds or thousands of my people, he never does anything to them. He goes licking them all over and, pawing them and hugging them. My God, you have to see it to believe. Well, all my people are still alive. You can ask them. The animals do know. I know that from my dogs. All the dogs are the same. All the dogs are the same. Now, one of the other dogs, called Hamid, he's an Australian Shepherd. He's also very protective. Now, when he goes among our group, all vegans, he also lets them, he's normally very shy. He only knows family members. But when he goes out, he's very shy. But when he goes to our group, if I tell him, Hamid, never mind, go let people touch you because they love you. And then he goes around and let people touch him. And then he come back, sit next to me. Yes, fine. But if I go outside and take this dog with me, even to a bank, he's not growling like that. He's shy. But the bank people see him so beautiful, blue eyes and a very beautiful dog. So they want to touch, and he doesn't want them to touch. He hides behind me immediately. Whenever that person approaches, he just runs behind my back and hides. He doesn't want to be aggressive because I told him not to, but he doesn't want to be touched by the meat eater. I'm sorry if I offend anyone. But in my group, he let everybody touch him. These are true stories. And now we must know that animals really understand who is who. So if we know all this, we cannot support further the meat industry because there's mass murder. In our society, we only kill someone when he has done something wrong. And nowadays, many countries already abolish death penalty. And even if a death sentenced prisoner, they have their own cell and they have clean food, clean water. They're not treated the way we treat our animal friends. This is really not humane at all. Please stop all this. Please tell everybody else to stop all this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for reminding us how noble our animal friends are and how they contribute to the loving balance of this world.
Ching Hai is a very humanitarian woman. She's very accomplished. I sense a sense of love and peace in her talk and a humanitarian philosophy. So I thought that was good.
So what are you going to take away from today?
More awareness about how to help the environment and how to eat healthier. So just a wonderful event to be more aware of the environment.
And did any of the speakers make a particularly big impression on you, or what really made an impression?
The master, Supreme Master, she, the way she spoke was really elegant, and she seemed to accomplish a lot with, her prestige and humanitarian works and everything that she's involved with.
And what was your impression of her?
Definitely with Supreme Master, her presence, seeing her just so calm, and I don't know, just her presence was wonderful, to be around and just welcoming and peaceful. I'll definitely go to the website and see how I can make a change in my my diet, because the food was delicious, and I'm interested in being a vegetarian and stuff.
I definitely learned a lot about just the mass amount of awareness that this issue has. As soon as I got here and I realized that all these people were here pretty much because they were vegan, it was almost like I was, I walked into something that was bigger than myself.
I found her message overall pretty appealing to the audience. I mean, she really got down to a level that I could relate to as a college student, I guess. Unlike grand philosophers who seem to be on this great pedestal of knowledge and whatnot, she was more at our level of, really, she could joke, and she had this kind of simplistic view on the world that we could all share as, younger generations. Be veg.
Go green. Save the planet.
All information concerning the scientific evidence of climate change and its solution is in Supreme Master Ching Hai's book, From Crisis to Peace, free for download at crisistopeace.org.
Gracious viewers, we appreciate your presence today on Words of Wisdom.